What's happening, people? It's your boy Big Augs, and welcome back to the Voice of the Tune. Newcastle United 1, Brentford 0. We'll be back to winning ways after 3 defeats in a row. We finally get the 3 points in a difficult game, but it was a game that I said that we know how to win. We know how to beat Brentford after winning 3 in a row against them. Now this is the 4th Eddie Howe's unbeaten against Brentford as Newcastle manager. Out of 5 games, he's won 4 and drawn 1. So, it was important, like I said in my match preview, that we needed to respond. And we did that with a win, with a performance worthy of a win. It wasn't our best performance. We started off quite slow. We wasn't at our level for different reasons, especially in midfield. I felt like in midfield we didn't dominate the game as we usually do. Obviously, because of the changes with no Tonali and Longstaff and Anderson haven't got many minutes this season. So, but yeah, we finally got the win that we needed. There was a lot of pressure on us getting into the game, and a lot of people talking about Eddie Howe's future and the players and all the other stuff. So now we're able to keep those mouths quiet. We've silenced a few people. Which was for me a difficult game because Brentford were unbeaten up until this point. They came to us, fearless, no pressure. So all the pressure was on us, and we handled it well. So I'm proud of the boys. I'm proud of the performance, and also to get a clean sheet as well. I feel like it's very important for Nick Pope's confidence because he's not kept a clean sheet in, I think it's 22 games or something like that. So that was important for him as well to get. So it's a 1-0 win. Now we're 6 points now out of five games. Yeah, 5 games. So this is Brentford was, the last of the first 5 difficult games. So 2 wins and 3 defeats, and some bad performance against Brighton. So it was important that we came back after the break strong, because like I said in my preview, we got Milan on Tuesday, so we needed to go in there with confidence. So I'm happy. The game started off pretty slow from our end. Brentford started off on the front foot. I see the first half as a game of 2 halves. The first half of that first half belonged to Brentford. They came with a style of play. That they had an idea to try and target Dan Burn's side, and I saw a stat which said 75% of possession of their attack in the first 20 minutes came from down that side with Mbeumo and Jensen linking up, and they should have actually scored. Risa was late arriving and couldn't really catch it to stick the ball in the back in there, and he missed it. So, Brentford started off well. They came to play football. They tried to nullify our overrunning and aggressive nature by keeping the ball and by playing football. And so fair play to them. They started off well, and the crowd, obviously, you could tell there was a bit of nerves coming into the game, and you could sort of feel it in the stadium as well. So, but we grew into the game. After the 25 minutes, we grew into the game. We started to dictate and play a bit more. Bruno started to get on the ball a bit more. I felt like the middle of the park, we didn't have the ball, or we didn't keep the ball as much as I like, or as much as we were used to. I felt like it was going straight to defence to attack. We're skipping the lines, and that's fair because obviously there was changes in the middle. I felt like we were a bit open in there, but we grew into the game, and towards the end of the first half, we had like 7 attempts and 1 on target, which Bruno, I believe, should have scored. So both teams had good chances at either side of the half. Bruno should have scored, but the keeper made the save. So going obviously 0-0 into half time, I thought to myself, what we should do is start the second half how we ended the first half, and I believe we did that. I believe the crowd was trying to get behind the players and spur them on, because this was a must-win game for us. I felt like any other a draw would have been not good enough. But I understood that Brentford are a tough side, so. But we kept going, and we started to get in space. I think Harvey Barnes had a good game, so shout out to Harvey Barnes. I've been calling for him to start. He started out on the left today, with Gordon on the right hand side and Wilson up top. So Barnes had a good game. Bruno had a decent game too, to be fair. Anderson was getting in good positions. Botman and Shaw was solid. Trippier, his delivery wasn't the best, but Trippier and Burn, they've done their job. So all in all, I think each person, each player put in a shift. It wasn't that sort of game where it was going to be, a high scoring game. It was literally next goal or the first goal pretty much wins it, and we got the first goal. But before that, we had a goal disallowed, which for me should not have been disallowed. It should have stood. The referee blew the whistle and gave the foul, and obviously VAR wasn't going to intervene at that point. So I think it was a bad call because it was poor goalkeeping from the keeper. He didn't make an attempt to clear the ball. He was very weak in his attempt, and Callum Wilson just stood there, and then as he does, sticks the ball on the back of the net, and then he goes off to celebrate, and then we've seen that it's gone to VAR. Did it go to VAR? No, the referee gave it as a foul. So yeah, for me that wasn't a foul, and the goal should have stood. But I feel like with referees now, if you make one bad call, your next call is your judgment is now going to be skewed because you're thinking you might have to compensate for the bad call. So and then the penalty, I felt like it was a penalty, but Anthony Gordon was clever enough to stick his body in between the ball and the keeper, and then there was contact. So once this contact, he went down, and that came off the back of good pressure from Harvey Barnes and good play from him down the left hand side, crossed the ball in, and Gordon was alert to press a loose ball, and then we got the penalty, and Callum Wilson slotted it beautifully in the top left hand corner, and from then on we relaxed. You could feel like the stadium got a bit louder, and then people started to believe again. People started to sing, and for me, that was a very important time of the game because, it could have easily been 80 minutes and it was 0-0 and Brentford growing the game. Brentford were looking dangerous on the attack, so for us to get the goal was important. And then a few moments after, we could have had another penalty, but rightly so, was ruled out by VAR for handball. And Mbemo didn't know anything about it. He just the ball hit his head. Harvey Barnes headed the ball down and it hit Mbemo's head and onto his hand. So for me, it was a right call to disallow it. If that was given as a penalty, I would have against me. I wouldn't like that. So, fair enough. So it was an important win. I said in my preview that we needed to respond. We've done that now. People are talking about Eddie Howe's future after some tough games, man. Liverpool, Man City, tough games. Brighton, tough games. So now we've got the win against Brentford, and we go into Tuesday against Milan with confidence, and that's what I wanted. With confidence, with our tails up, with belief, and there's a feel good factor now in the squad. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy that we're back to winning ways, and we are, because it's easy to go on a run of losing games, and it's difficult to find a win. But we did that now, and look forward to Milan. Then after Milan, we've got Sheffield United in the league. Then we've got Man City in the cup, and Burnley after in the league. So we've got 2 games in the league where I feel like we can pick up more points. So let's see how we go, game by game. Milan next, which is going to be our first Champions League game. So it's going to be an occasion. So yeah. The boys, again, I'm happy that we got the win. So up the boys. And yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the game, who you felt was our best player. And make sure to like and to comment and also to subscribe as well. Thanks for watching. It's your boy Big Uggs. I'm out.